Hate is a strange thing. It often says more about the person feeling it than the one receiving it. But when it comes to Sigma males, the hate isn't just random, it's predictable. Why? Because Sigma males don't play by the rules. They don't follow trends. They don't seek approval. They exist outside the system, doing things their way on their own terms. And it terrifies people. Think about it. Most people spend their whole lives trying to fit in, seeking validation, chasing status, and following unwritten social rules. But a Sigma, he doesn't care about any of that. He moves differently, and that's exactly why people resent him. Psychologists call this the deviance effect. When someone refuses to conform, it makes others uncomfortable. People don't just dislike rule breakers, they fear them. Because if someone can succeed without following the crowd, it forces everyone else to question their own choices. So today, we're breaking it down. The real reason Sigma males get so much hate. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why they trigger people just by existing. Let's get into it. 1. They can't be controlled. Most people are conditioned to follow a system. From childhood, they're taught to obey authority, fit in, and play by the rules. School, work, and even relationships have unspoken expectations that people are pressured to accept. Sigma males, they reject all of it. They don't blindly follow orders, they don't fit into social hierarchies, and they don't let external forces dictate their lives. This alone makes people angry. People crave control over situations, over outcomes, and yes, over other people. That's why societies are built on rules and expectations. If everyone follows the same structure, it keeps things predictable. But when a Sigma refuses to be controlled, he disrupts that system. Workplaces hate them because they don't blindly obey corporate nonsense. Society hates them because they won't conform to traditional roles. Weak men hate them because their independence exposes how dependent others are. This isn't just about rebellion, it's about freedom. And the world isn't designed to support men who think for themselves. A Sigma male doesn't seek approval, validation, or permission. He simply does what he wants on his terms, and that scares people. Think about it. If someone doesn't need your approval, you can't control them. If they don't react to manipulation, you lose power over them. This is why Sigmas are often misunderstood and criticized. Instead of being labeled as strong, independent thinkers, they're called cold, arrogant, or antisocial. In reality, the hate they receive is nothing more than fear disguised as criticism. 2. They don't seek validation. The world is obsessed with status, recognition, and external approval. Social media has turned people into addicts, constantly chasing likes, comments, and validation from others. Sigma males? They couldn't care less. They don't need others to tell them they're worthy. They don't rely on attention to feel important. And this lack of neediness drives people insane. Why does this make people mad? Because deep down, most people wish they could be that free, but they can't. They're trapped in a cycle of seeking validation. They show off on social media for attention. They buy things they don't need to impress people they don't like. They change their opinions just to fit in. A Sigma? He doesn't play that game. And when people see someone living life on their own terms, without begging for approval, it triggers resentment. It makes them question their own choices. And instead of fixing their own issues, they project their frustration onto Sigmas. Most people mistake loudness for confidence. They think being dominant or overly social means someone is secure in themselves. But real confidence? It's silent. It's the ability to be alone without feeling lonely, make decisions without second-guessing, walk away from anything that doesn't serve you. That's the energy Sigma males carry, and it makes people uncomfortable because it's real power, the kind of power that doesn't need applause. 3. Women find them intriguing, and that enrages other men. Here's a brutal truth. Women are drawn to what they can't fully have. The more predictable a man is, the less interesting he becomes. The more available he is, the less valuable he seems. Sigma males naturally understand this dynamic, not because they're playing games, but because they genuinely don't chase. Unlike most men, Sigmas don't shower women with attention just because they're attractive, chase validation by being nice guys, try to prove their worth to anyone, Instead, they move through life with quiet confidence. And that's exactly what makes them irresistible. Most men spend their lives trying to impress women. They put in effort, they chase, they try to win approval. And when they see a Sigma doing none of that, yet still getting attention, it infuriates them. They don't understand that attraction isn't about effort, it's about energy. And Sigmas have the energy of someone who simply doesn't need anything from anyone. Instead of learning from this, weaker men lash out, calling Sigmas weird, toxic, lucky. But in reality, they're just mad because they can't replicate that effortless allure. 4. They see through the BS. The world is filled with illusions, fake success, fake confidence, and fake authority. Most people accept what they're told without question. Sigma males, they question everything. They don't just believe in the traditional path to success, the lies fed by mainstream culture, the idea that you need to fit in to be happy. This makes them dangerous. Most people don't want to think deeply. They want simple answers, easy narratives, and someone else to tell them what to do. A Sigma refuses to be spoon-fed information. Instead, he observes instead of reacts, asks questions instead of assuming, thinks critically instead of following trends. And this makes people hate them, because the moment you wake up, you expose those who are still asleep. 5. Their success is silent but unavoidable. In today's world, success is often measured by how loudly you broadcast it. Social media is filled with people showing off their cars, expensive vacations, and so-called hustle. But here's the thing, real success doesn't make noise. Sigma males understand this better than anyone. They don't flex. They don't seek validation. They don't waste energy trying to prove anything to anyone. Instead, they move in silence, focus on their goals, and let their results speak for themselves. And that? It drives people crazy. Most people crave recognition. They need applause, acknowledgement, and external validation to feel important. That's why they brag about their accomplishments, show off every little win, constantly seek approval from others. But a Sigma doesn't care about any of that. He's not in the game for attention. He's in it for mastery. This creates enemies because it forces others to confront their own insecurities. When people see a Sigma quietly succeeding, it makes them question their own habits. Why do I need so much validation? Why am I wasting time impressing people who don't care? Why am I stuck while he keeps leveling up? Instead of using this as motivation, most people react with resentment and jealousy. They hate that a Sigma is winning without playing by their rules. Sigma males don't just succeed, they do it on their own terms. While most people follow traditional paths, Sigmas carve out their own. They don't wait for permission. They don't need approval. And this level of independence is threatening. It exposes the weaknesses in others' mindsets, showing them that you don't need to network excessively to be successful. You don't have to chase status to feel valuable. You don't need external validation to be confident. The moment people see a Sigma excelling without trying to impress anyone, they realize they've been doing it wrong all along. And instead of changing, they choose to hate. A Sigma's success isn't just silent, it's unstoppable. Because while others are too busy talking, flexing, and chasing validation, the Sigma is working in the shadows. He's building, growing, and evolving. And by the time people notice, it's too late. By then, he's already 10 steps ahead. While they were gossiping, he was grinding. While they were looking for attention, he was stacking wins. And that's why Sigma males get so much hate. Because people hate what they can't understand, and they fear what they can't control. At the end of the day, hate is just proof that you're standing out. If you're a Sigma male, expect resistance, expect criticism, expect people to misunderstand you. But also understand this, none of it matters. Because while they're wasting energy hating, you're too busy building, growing, and winning. If you're built different, subscribe and keep moving in silence.